The very first ranking the albums I did was in early October of 2023, and the first band's discography I covered was Ratt. But this was a specific rankings list compared to the entire discography, which I will cover in a minute, meaning I was covering the classic lineup era of Piercy, Crosby, Crucier, DeMartini, and Blotzer. Well, on this special Ranking the Albums episode on a Saturday night, I will rank all of Ratt's studio discography. The origins of Ratt date back to the early 70s in Hollywood, California, USA, the land of the movie stars, where frontman Stephen Piercy first formed a band called Fire Dome. That went nowhere. So he formed Crystal Pistol in 1974, but then changed the band's name to Mickey Ratt. It wasn't until the early 80s when the classic Ratt lineup was solidified with Stephen Piercy, Robin Crosby, Warren DeMartini, Juan Crucier, and drummer Bobby Blotzer, which saw the band release their self-titled EP in 1983. After that gained attention, they were signed to Atlantic Records, and the rest, as they say, is history. Number 7, Infestation 2010. Ratt's seventh, and as of this recording, final studio album, under Roadrunner's Loud and Proud record label. Produced by Michael Elvis Basquette, best known for producing albums for Alter Bridge, Tremonti, Miles Kennedy, and Mammoth WVH, Wolfgang Van Halen. He also produced Sebastian Bach's most recent solo effort, 2024's Child Within the Man. It's Ratt's first full-length studio record following the 2002 death of Robin Crosby, and the only record to feature ex-Quiet Riot guitarist Carlos Cavazo. It reached number 30 on the Billboard 200, making it the band's highest charting album since 1990. The one song that stood out was Best of Me. Number 6, Ratt 1999. The self-titled album number 6 for Ratt. This record saw Ratt's musical direction shift to a more blues-influenced hard rock sound and further away from the glam metal roots. I believe when this record was recorded, Ratt was a four-piece, as Robbie Crane replaced Juan Crucier following the band's first split in 91-92, I assume. The record was produced by Richie Zito, and the standout tracks include Over the Edge and Live for Today. This was Ratt's first studio effort since 1990's Detonator. Speaking of Detonator, number 5, Detonator 1990. The final Ratt album that featured a classic lineup with bassist Ron Crucier and guitarist Robin Crosby before the latter's death in 2002. Released in August of 90, this was a desperate attempt to regain popularity when it hooked up with songwriting hitmaker Desmond Child to co-produce along with Sir Arthur Payson, his engineer, after they selected not to use longtime producer Beau Hill. This is a more glam pop metal album, which they gravitated towards on this record. Tracks like Lovin' You's a Dirty Job, Shame, 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 One Step Away, and Giving Yourself Away, which happened to be Ratt's only power ballad that's really stood out from the rest of the album. While the album's closer, Top Secret, remains an underrated gem from such an underrated record. Number 4, Reach for the Sky 1988. Released in the latter half of 88, Ratt's fourth album went platinum and reached number 17 on the Billboard 200. Pro wrestlers Brian Pillman, may he rest in peace, used the track Don't Bite the Hand That Feeds as his theme when he wrestled for New Japan Pro Wrestling. And Larry Zbyszko used the song City to City as his theme when he, too, wrestled for New Japan Pro Wrestling. Reach for the Sky would be the last Ratt album Beau Hill produced, as the band originally intended for this one to be produced entirely by Mike Stone. Songs like I Want a Woman and Way Cool Jr. are the album's most popular tracks, and both ended up on their first compilation record, Rat and Roll 8191, released in 1991. Number 3, Dancing on the Cover 1986. Released in the fall of 86, Ratt's third record was another platinum seller, thanks to hit single video Dance, which appeared in the Miami Vice episode Down for the Count. Another song, Body Talk, was used on the soundtrack to the Eddie Murphy film The Golden Child, and Slip of the Lip. The record reached number 26 on the Billboard 200 and went to number 14 on Rolling Stone magazine's album chart. I like Slip of the Lip and Body Talk more than I do Dance. Number 2, Invasion of Your Privacy, 1985. I initially ranked this number 1 originally, but the reason why it's down a notch is because it was double platinum and reached the top 10 of the Billboard 200 album chart. It was also platinum in Canada and gold in Japan, where they were very, very popular. 6 out of the 10 songs really stood out, like You're in Love, Lay It Down, What You Give Is What You Get, Between the Eyes, and Closer to My Heart. This record truly deserves to be in the top 2 of Ratt's best records, hands down. Number 1, Out of the Cellar, 1984. The first full-length Ratt album would prove to be their most successful one, going triple platinum and reaching number 7 on the Billboard 200 album charts. Songs like Round and Round, Wanted Man, Lack of Communication, and Back for More really made Out of the Cellar Ratt's most successful record, and Invasion of Your Privacy came damn close. I think longtime metal fans prefer this one over Invasion of Your Privacy overall. Here's a quick recap. Now, I wouldn't say Infestation was their worst. I don't know how in Metal We Trust would rank it, but I think that album, the 1999 record, and Detonator belong in the decent to good category. Reach for the Sky and Dancing Undercover belong in the highly recommended category, while Invasion of Your Privacy and Out of the Cellar belong in the global masterpiece category, making Out of the Cellar, to me, and everybody else, Ratt's best.